Hey there, I'm Nick Parker, and today, guess where I am? I'm gonna give you a little hint, ready? That's right, we're at Z100 in New York, and we're gonna be hanging out with Dave Foxx, who is a Creative Services Director of Clear Channel New York. Now, if you don't understand what a Creative Services Director does, we're gonna find out together in just a few minutes, so follow me.
Where hit music lives.
Nick Parker. Up close and personal with Z100's Dave Foxx.
Let's go. Let me see what you can do. I'm running this. Yeah. Like a what?
All right, so now we are here in the Master of Production studio, Dave Foxx. Dave, thank you for hanging out with us. How did you get your start in the business?
Cool story. Not so cool story. It's fun to say that. The advice I give people all the time who want to get into the business is make yourself available. Just be there, because that's how I got my first job. I went to the local radio station and I'm sweeping and emptying trash and just, hoping upon hope that, that somehow somebody's going to drop dead of a heart attack and leave a spot open for me.
And it happened that way?
Not quite. I was actually standing in front of the PD's desk. This is, of course, when I was a baby DJ. Standing in front of the PD's desk, and the evening guy called in sick at the last possible minute, and he just looked around, he looked up at me, and said, you're on the air tonight. Okay, cool. So I went on the air, and they liked what they heard.
So New Yorkers know you. They know your voice. Now, do you do anything special to keep your voice where it is?
Not really. I smoke, and that gives me a certain amount of gravel that would not normally be there. You've heard the old woman in the bar who's been smoking for 40 years. She says, "Hey boys, how you doing?" And you look over, oh, that's a woman. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Mom.
Yeah, Mom. And so that, that does some. I actually started to quit smoking a little over a year ago, and it altered my voice almost immediately. And I just like, oh, let's take that real slow. And I haven't gone back to that yet. I'm not sure I even will, but, or at least, until I keel over of lung cancer at age 40. Yeah, I saw 40 in the rearview mirror a long time ago. But anyway, I don't recommend smoking to add to the voice or anything like that. It is part of what my voice sounds like.
Listen to win tickets to see her shows here.
For people who aren't in the business or in the industry, how would you define imaging?
Imaging is the soul of a radio station. It's like the signature at the bottom of a painting. You can play all the right music and have all the right jocks, but your imaging can change how people perceive all of those things. Not that imaging makes the radio station, that is not the case at all. But imaging really does make a big difference in the audience's mind as to who you are and what the radio station is about. If I'm doing my job properly, every person in this market, all 17 million of them, knows that if they want pop culture, the one place they need to be is Z100. To the exclusion of just about anyone else. If you want hip hop, you have 3 or 4 choices. If you want rock, you have a couple of choices. But if you want pop culture, this is the place. It's the only place.
Can you show us a sample?
Britney is back. After 5 crazy years, Britney is going on tour again, and you're invited. All weekend. tickets to see her shows here
Let's go.
and qualify to fly to her hometown, New Orleans, to see her kick off the tour, courtesy of Jive Records.
Hi, what's up? This is Britney Spears
The Britney Spears Weekend.
on New York's hit music station, Z100.
What are your feelings about the music industry now compared to when you began?
Oh, it's not even the same thing anymore. Music industry used to be this all-powerful, all-controlling. Music industry is why Z100 and other stations like it died in the 90s. Because they got tired of being controlled by the radio industry, and they said, we'll show you. And they didn't crank out any pop music at all.
Really?
It was all grunge. It was all Seattle. It was all flannel shirts and Kurt Cobain stuff. And there was a place for that. There was a place for that in the marketplace, but they just burned it out.
Yeah.
And because that's all they produced. That's all anybody wanted to produce. And you guys are idiots. And that took Z100 right down the proverbial pipes. It wasn't until we got a new PD in here and he started cherry picking stuff from Europe and saying, this is what we should be playing. And we started playing the good pop stuff again. When she started playing the good pop stuff, all of a sudden our ratings were back up.
Yeah.
The station was going strong. It's the only weak time in our entire history is during the whole thing. And the music industry really was the pusher behind all of that. Now, because of the internet and because of the ease of distribution, that's really all record companies were good for before was distribution. They could get it out there, they could market it to the radio stations, and they could distribute it like crazy. They had it all set up. And that's why you had to have a record deal. Well, now you don't need a record deal.
Yeah.
Now, because of the internet and ease of distribution, you don't need any of that stuff. The record companies don't have the monopoly anymore. And frankly, a lot of record companies are going to go out of business. A lot already have. And the few that are sticking around they're playing into this now, and they're getting smart about it. They're doing their marketing on the internet, and they're selling through iTunes or whatever other service there is, because they know that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
You've got to adjust your business model when the paradigm changes, and it's definitely changed.
What is your guiding insight that keeps Z100 on the top?
Being open to change. I've talked about this so many times in speeches and stuff, but it's like the quintessential Z100 mantra for me is Madonna. You've got to be able to pull a Madonna every year or so. Just throw a new twist into things and keep it fresh. Keep it on the edge. I'll watch MTV, I'll watch VH1, I'll watch movies, I'll watch a lot of things that will be fodder, ideas, cranking stuff out, looking for a new way to do an old thing, and it's got to be.
Okay. Now, if you were not in this industry doing what you do, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be a pilot.
A pilot?
I am a pilot in my own life. I have a private pilot's license, but I would probably fly people for money, but not like an airline pilot. It would be like a charter pilot.
Okay.
Like you want to fly up to the Great Northern Lakes, or you want to fly to Missoula, Montana to go salmon fishing, or you want, whatever. I would be that guy.
All right.
And because to me, that's like the ultimate cool job.
It's pretty cool. You had a quick answer. That's good.
Yeah, well, I've thought about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for making time for us.
It was my pleasure.
And it was a pleasure. All
Good
mine.
fun.
Thank you, sir.
Not a problem. Good luck. I hope you get a good grade. And I hope you have a good career.
Thank you.
You talk about competitive and stuff like that. It's someday someone's going to come to you and ask you if you'll do an interview for them for their final project. And to repay me, you will say yes. Pay it forward. Always pay it forward.
I promise you. Okay?
Excellent.
Parker. Up close and personal with Z100's Dave Foxx. Hey, that's me. Nick Parker.
Let them know who we are, man.